The bird's challenge: to fly over a series of super-sensitive microphones.
Good girl. Moses. Mo.
And now, it's Kenz's turn.
No, nothing at all. Absolutely quiet.
It was amazing.
The way of the barn owl. The silence of its flight. What a beauty. It makes me look at myself and think that, good things will come if I practice deeper silence. I live a lot in silence already. I read, for instance, in silence. Wash my clothes, brush my teeth, think, study, and listen. But I'd like to find the courage to bring it more inside my daily conversations. Take for example the movies where you sit in darkness and silence, but you don't often go to discover new levels of thought or experience. In fact, scholars say that you pay to get your own identity reflected back to you in a way. In the forms of Tarzan or Cinderella or Arnold Schwarzenegger, perhaps. I think it's sad that films that send the message of ambiguity, that by their own medium can teach you something new about yourself, rarely make any money. Silences in conversation are equally difficult for people. When you don't say something, if you pause for a minute too long, it's hard to send the message that you're validating the other or what they said or what they felt. And yet, how much validation is healthy? What comes when you leave the American mainstream conversation and invent your own style of conversation? Would simply pausing for a silence put an American person off?
Americans have a low tolerance to silence because silence creates ambiguity, creates uncertainty, and I have found that the best way to mitigate that uncertainty is to say something nice, even if you have not understood what the person says, or if you don't agree, or if you don't know how to answer. It's always safe to say something nice.
Does silence carry a meaning?
Silence, because it is not just the lack of noise, but it is an interruption of speech, especially in conversation. Anything that creates a difference between what went before and what comes after is significant. In particular, the silence that the length of the pauses that you establish between turns of talk, or even within turns of talk.
Native Americans, at least some Native Americans, they take a lot more time in between speaking.
particularly then depending on the level of authority that you have in the tribe. The chief will, it's part of his authority and authoritativeness to make long pauses and between his utterances. A silence encourages you to infer what could have been said or what you might have meant, and therefore creates the obligation to for the respondent, for the interlocutor, to fill that void or to fill that silence.